If you're a videographer who has experienced working with a client who is looking for their work, but you haven't edited it yet, you're a little bit behind or you're about to be behind, you've got several projects that you haven't finished yet, those clients are still waiting for their stuff, and you're fearing that they might not ever want to work with you again, then this video is for you. I started out delivering content to my clients in 3 days or less. I would try my best to get it to them the next day. I would sometimes get it to them the same day, but I would never get it to them past 3 days. The reason why I did that is because that brought me more clients. When you deliver things fast to people, more and more people are going to work with you. It doesn't matter what it is. You can go to a steakhouse. If they can bring you your steak 20 minutes earlier, you're going to appreciate that. When you order something on Amazon, if they get it to you the same day, you're going to love that. You're not going to want to wait a few days for it. So that's the importance of speed. It doesn't matter how good you are at editing. It doesn't matter how fast you are at editing. It doesn't matter how organized your workflow is. There's 3 secrets that I've used that have helped me to accelerate the speed in which I get clients their work, and I've done it from day one, and it works every time, whether you have a team or not. Let's get into it. The first thing is, number one, you're gonna redefine what's perfect for you to align with what's perfect for them, to you. So the first time I did a same day video, it was for a big conference. My mentor and his team was there. I was helping out as the editor. The first day they did a mixer, and he told me, Ryan, I want you to deliver a recap video in the morning. And I was like, what was that? It's like, I want a recap video by in the morning. So I did it. And then the next day they played it. They played that video in front of the audience. They loved it. After that, my mentor came back over to me and he said, Ryan, the crowd loved it. Everything was good. Everything was dope. We want you to make a recap video and we need it by 3 o'clock. Now, I have a very meticulous process when I'm editing. I want to sort through all of the footage. I want to grab my selects. I want to put them on the timeline. I want to kind of build a story as I go. I'm thinking of all of these things that I want to do. But the problem was, after I laid the footage on the timeline, I wasn't able to do all the other little finesses that I wanted to do. So I wanted to do things like zoom in slightly on each individual clip. I ended up skipping a lot of parts of my process and I did not like it at all. My mentor was pushing me. He's like, Ryan, come on, man, we got to get it. It's 2:45. You got 15 minutes. Like, button it up and let it ride, man. Do not spend any more time than 3 o'clock on this thing. And when I delivered it to him, I was not happy about it at all. I felt like it was cool, but I knew it wasn't my best work, and I only want to put my best stuff out there. But I gave it to them, they played it, and then I heard the first cheer, and then I heard all kinds of cheers. I saw phones flashing. The audience loved the video. My mentor's client reached back out to him and said, hey, that video was fire. You did a fire job on that video. I felt like it was good, it was decent, but I knew it wasn't my best work. However, it was the best thing for the client. And I had to rewire my brain to understand that when I'm making content for someone else, what they see as perfection is what I should shoot for. If I can go above and beyond that, by all means, I need to do that. But if I'm going to do a same day recap and I want to do all those little things that I want to put in there, I need to make ways to do it faster, or I need to be okay with delivering to the client what they're expecting by that time. And that's how I came to the conclusion that I must redefine in my mind what perfect looks like. Another example of this might be a project that you're working on that should have a certain emotional tone to it. You're shooting that project, and before you shoot that project, you look at the script, and the script doesn't the script doesn't convey that emotional tone that you need, which means you're going to have to try to do more work to make it feel emotional on the back end. That's not a situation you want to find yourself in. You don't want to be thinking about and worrying about adding all of the color grades, the sound design. You don't want to try to add all of that stuff if the script isn't bringing out that emotion when you read it. It's better to make changes to that script than to go along with that script and shoot it, and then all of a sudden the client thinks that the video looks great but it doesn't feel great. So that's something that you must do. That happened to me one time. I created a recap video for a client and it just didn't have that emotional feel that they were going for. Technically, it was good. The music was good. The shots were fantastic. But that client was left underwhelmed, meaning that they were not impressed. They weren't happy. They were grateful, but they weren't happy because we didn't get that emotional tone right. So focusing on the things that your client cares about being perfect most of the time will cut your production time in half. Because let's be honest, most of the things that we do to make stuff pop, make stuff look really, really good, we notice. The client doesn't notice. The client doesn't notice that we added a cinematic LUT over our footage. They don't know what it would have looked like if we hadn't put it there. They just know that it looks good. So we don't want to find ourselves spending more and more time doing a lot of things. That's how you get the projects back to the client super fast. The next thing, serve them bread until the steak comes. That's secret number 2. One thing that we've done in the past very well has been serving our clients something to hold them over until they get what they really ordered. We've all been at a restaurant where you go to a Mexican restaurant and you put your order in, they give you chips and salsa for you to snack on until you get what you want. It helps you to stay distracted until your food comes. The customer is genuinely happier when they can eat sooner than later, even if it's not what they ordered. That means that if you shoot a project for a client and that project is due Friday, but the next day you send them some screen grabs that you've color graded, or you send them some behind the scenes footage that you got with your phone. You send that stuff over to them, they're gonna be so excited because the day that you shoot, they're probably really excited about it. So the next day, you can carry them on until you deliver that project. And by all means, I'm not telling you to deliver the project in 1 or 2 or 3 days. It'll be great if you could, but if you have to wait longer, giving your clients things that will hold them over until they get what they ask for, it's gonna take you a million places. In my experience, I've done that every time with every client and it always works. It always works. I'll send them something to their phone. I might make them a quick reel. It doesn't take much, but it means a lot to the client because number one, they spent hard-earned money on this. And so being able to get something back that they didn't even have to ask for is gonna excite them. And the perception of the time that it took you to get something back to them is gonna be more important. So because at that restaurant, going back to our restaurant example, because at that restaurant, when you ordered that steak, it took the steak 40 minutes to come out, but they brought you bread, they brought you wine, they brought you some appetizers, even though the appetizers weren't free, you had to pay for those, but they brought them and you were so happy. You were like, all right, cool. You still want your steak, but it's like, I'm not mad right now, right? So that's a very important thing, very important thing. The third secret is to ask for feedback. Feedback, not approval. As a client, the sooner you are able to give them their project, the better it'll be. What I mean by asking a client for feedback, not approval, if you wait a week or two to deliver the product to them, to deliver the video, to deliver the reels, whatever you're delivering to that client, if you wait to deliver that to them, the longer you wait, the more on point or perfect it's gonna need to be for you to satisfy the client, for them to be happy with it. Going back to our steak conversation, you could probably tell I want some steak. If I have to wait 3 hours for my steak, that better be the best steak I ever had. It better be cooked exactly how I asked them to cook it. It better be flavorful. It better be worth the wait. However, if I order a steak and they bring it out in the next 15 minutes, if it's not exactly how I want it to be, I'll give them some feedback and I'll let them take it back. But that if I wait 3 hours for that steak, I'm not sending it back. I just want my money back. I don't want it. I'm good. The thrill is gone. The time has passed. It's over. I see so many times this very thing happening to creatives. Is because you, as a videographer, as a creative, you don't want to put out trash. And I feel you. I don't want to put out trash either. I love when a client is happy with what I've done for them. Conversely, I am almost depressed when a client doesn't like what I deliver, because I care a lot about them being happy with the finished product. Something that I remember to do, that I remind myself to do, is when I deliver something, try to deliver it sooner than later. So if I shoot something, I'm gonna start on that edit that night. I might not finish it, but I'm gonna start cutting on it that night if I'm editing it myself, so that we can get it to a point where it's 80 to 90% of what it could be. And then I'm gonna send it to the client. I'm gonna send it for feedback. Most of the times, because it got to them so quickly, they want to post it quickly. And it might have a few things that they want to change about it, but they'll say, okay, let's do it, you know? Anyway, asking for approval, that's when you wait too long. When you shoot and you get home and you put that hard drive down and you put that camera down, you don't even dump the footage onto the hard drive. And then you find yourself at another shoot with a card that you need to clear, but you forgot to dump that footage because you told the client you get it back to them in 2 weeks. And so you're putting it off. And then that second week comes and you're trying to edit, and now you're pressed up against time. You don't have all the assets that you need. You're asking them for branding. You're asking them for all of these things. Some people really go through this. By the time you deliver something to them, it isn't the best that you could do, but the time that you told them it would take to get them something, in their mind, it's gonna be finished when they get it. But when they actually get it, they're deeply concerned and disappointed. And that's that feeling we don't want. To avoid that, get it over to them. Get it 80% of the way, 90% of the way, get it over to them as soon as possible. And ask for feedback rather than asking for approval. So that concludes this episode. I hope that it was helpful. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.